We will be back at 2:45. That is 14:45. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Listen,
Have a good lunch.
the government has not kept its commitment. They are liars. They want you to go out so that we cannot address you on the crimes of the government. This government is...
Hello and welcome to the channel. Let's get into it. Drama galore at the National Dialog National Convention, where Cyril Ramaphosa was eventually able to deliver his keynote address. Before that, one of the participants at the dialogue fainted, and there was a protest from the Khoi, or should I say the Khoisan, who wanted to be part of these conversations by fire, by force. And then you also get those that are very skeptical about this convention, or should I say national dialogue, because of the fact that it is looking like an ANC campaign. And let's not forget that the people who brought this dialogue were the Afrikaners who went to America to snitch on South Africa on race-based laws, and they are not part of the convention. So what is the point of all of this? Let's take a look at the sentiments around this. People are angry, saying that their tax money is being used on another talk shop, whereas there are Chapter 9 institutions in this here government, or should I say democracy, that should be taking care of all discrepancies. Let's take a look at the sentiments around this. Please give this video a thumbs up as we do that.
Former President Mbeki also has some concerns with this convention this weekend. Your reaction on that?
No, I think one of the things that is important when you are in leadership is to let go when there is a new leader. If you don't do that, there's always going to be confusion. The convention is not about us, it's about South Africans talking to one another. Today, we are not presenting discussion papers today, but we will have discussion papers on a number of issues. Yeah. Okay.
Because so we finally hear Day of National Dialogue. It is a day where taxpayers' money is wasted while the government wants to say a whole lot of nonsense. I've put a few clips together. Let's have a look.
You can't shut us down. It's said that you are here because 2026 elections are coming. So you're trying to buy our silence.
All right, thank you so much.
We will be back at 2:45. That is 14:45. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Listen,
Have a good lunch.
the government has not kept its commitment. They are liars. They want you to go out so that we cannot address you on the crimes of the government.
We gathered together, and let me add that even as dialogues have happened in our country, there have been moments where others chose not to participate. There have been moments when others said, no, what is this all about? We are not going to be part of it. We also need to ask ourselves, why do so many people live in abject poverty and so few live lives of opulence? Why, after decades of democracy, are the prospects of a white child so much better than those of a black child? We need to ask ourselves that.
So there we go, South Africa, a day where money was wasted. Now the president said a couple of things there I just want to quickly address. He first stated that there were people that did not want to take part of the dialogue. Now let me quickly answer that question for you, Mr. President. People do not want to hear your empty words. They want to see action. They want to see action. How are you going to fix the economy? The tariffs. How are you going to fix the poverty rate? How are you going to fix crime? How are you going to fix the unemployment rate? That's what people want to know, Mr. President. And then, of course, Mr. President, you asked the question of how is it that the poverty in this country is still so high after 30 years of democracy? Mr. President, that's shocking that it would come out of your mouth, as it's your party that has been leading this country for the last 31 years. And then, of course, he had to play the race card because South Africa, this government does not have policies. So what they do is they'll play the race game. The mere fact that you put the distinguish between a white child and a black child, that is shocking, and that is a racist thing to say, Mr. President. And then one more thing, South Africa. There's a group in this country that was removed off the stage because their opinion doesn't matter. And I'm going to say it like it is, because I truly believe I've been quiet long enough. Colored people. Colored people, it's about time you open your mouth and you say your say. Because this country belongs to you just as much as it belongs to white, black, and Indian. So South Africa, this is how the government wastes our money, by a national dialogue. South Africa, God bless.
So the so-called National Dialogue, 768 million rand, National Dialogue is already coughing out saliva and mucus to a point where even the reporter, the journalist, can't keep it in. He just has to say it. Let me show you the video.
Oh, that's it.
All right, so it seems to be a stop-start affair this morning. Once again, hopefully not really going to cast a cloud over today, given just how much skepticism there already is over this particular gathering. We're meant to be at the stage where there's the unpacking of different discussions that are likely to unfold. Bear with me as I just try to pull out the program myself. It's meant to be an introduction of a citizen-led national dialogue roadmap, and I suppose that's why we've been hearing from some of the delegates on the stage who are going to introduce themselves, and this was supposed to be what takes place just before the president speaks. By the way, if you're wondering whether everything is happening as according to plan, obviously you can see that's not the case, but the president was meant to speak at 11 o'clock and that hasn't happened, so we're at least 20 odd minutes behind. In the interim, let me get you up to speed with what else you can see on your screen. Outside of this particular venue, there's a handful of protesters who have gathered. It goes without saying that they clearly don't agree with what's taking place inside. And
this is very embarrassing. It looks so unorganized. Some people look like very important people, others look like planners, others look like bodyguards. I must mention that this is a very dangerous thing to generally happen, because it is in the presence of a president and many other important people in this meeting, and therefore having anything that is unsettling becomes a bit of a challenge when such things happen in this way. I can tell that the tensions are high. People are having serious high blood pressure issues here. They don't even look like they're agreeing with each other. They all don't even know if they should continue with the program, go back and say it. What should I do? What should I say? What's happening? Others are blaming each other. Look at that guy. And the colored guy is also saying, it's not me. This is me joking, but this does not look good according to me. They then decide, you know what? Let's just focus. Everyone is watching, guys. Take that into consideration. Everyone is sitting down and they're watching what's going on in front. This is the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen, ever in my life. And I don't understand how it even got to such a point. I really don't get it. But anyway, to be honest, listen to the citizens. If we don't want it, we don't want it.
Well, there you have it. The conversations have kicked off. People on social media are angry, but as you have seen already, they are saying that this is not the national dialogue, but it was the national convention. So this is where they are actually kicking off the national dialogue. The national dialogue will still be taking place, rolled out throughout the year according to what they have said. And UNESA offered their services for free, so shout out to them in an attempt to bring down the cost of the national dialogue. But looking at the topics that were covered, what are your thoughts on that? At least they should have allowed the Charter 9 institutions. You have the human rights, you have the public protector, you have the CLR, but there are so many of them. You have the IEC. They have a mandate to make sure that all those departments of the government, or all those different arms of the government, are held accountable. So those are the people who have the power to investigate and take action. Whereas a talk shop let's say somebody says something in there, how will that then translate into action? I think that's what most people are worried about in general, that after talking, what will then happen? Remember, when apartheid was abolished back then, there was a TRC commission where people were allowed to vent. Is that what this idea of this convention is about? After seeing how it's going already, can't they just nip it in the bud and then move on to open up channels in the Chapter 9 institutions for people to put in their submissions and then set up a committee around those different Chapter 9 institutions to fast track these investigations? What are your thoughts on how this is going? It is a national circus at the moment. Please let us know down below. Thank you so much for joining us on this video, and hope to see you on the next one. Bye.